Okay, Friday forecast. The forecast for Minneapolis is snow. It's going to be snowy conditions for the Huskers, something they haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, last time you and I covered a snow game, Melvin Gordon had, was it 400? And
yeah, I think he's still running for touchdowns.
Still running. We were sitting in Madison,
right,
brushing off our shoes. But, the weather will be interesting, Andy, for Nebraska. 1 to 3 inches. It's not going to be really cold, but it's going to bring some snowy conditions. At least that's the forecast now. And Bill Ramby, let's hope you and your guys get this one right. Otherwise, we're wasting your time even talking about it.
That's right. Keep those sleeves down, Bill. All right, let's talk about the mindset and where Nebraska's at. That was a big topic of discussion on Monday, especially for Mike Riley. He knew it was coming and addressed it right away, his mindset for his football team.
Yeah, the thing about Coach Riley, one of his real strengths, I feel like, is he creates soft landing points. When things are at their all-time awkwardness, he finds a way to make things comfortable, and he's done that a lot. I mean, even getting this team a year ago through the Sam Foltz situation, he has that is a real strength of his, and here they are facing that again. Obviously, the questions out there, 3 games remaining. Most people don't think he has a chance to keep his job at this point, and he has addressed that and understands what's going on. All he can control, though, Andy, are the 3 games on the schedule.
Bowl eligibility at stake, and that was another question asked to Mike Riley on Monday, and he says, yeah, that is a carrot. You got to win 2 of these next 3 at least.
Yeah, and this is the one that is a must, because we know the line in State College a week from now is going to be 2 touchdowns plus, if not 20 points plus. This is more or less a pick-em type spread again. You've had 3 in a row like this, and we knew that. Purdue, Northwestern, and then Minnesota are all kind of lines in that 3-point-ish range either direction. And Iowa seemingly is going to be kind of like that down the road. Who knows, though, after their win over Ohio State, what they'll do. They play the Badgers, but this is a very big game. You don't win this game, you don't really get to 6 wins.
One of the advantages Nebraska has coming in, at least on paper, you'd think that they would run the ball. Minnesota rushing defense, not good. They 9th in the Big Ten. You'd think that they would try to exploit that, the Huskers would, dependent on who's going to run the ball health-wise.
Well, one thing that I think that will help Nebraska is Minnesota's played against a lot of pro-style offenses. They've played Iowa. They've played Michigan State. They've played Michigan. Teams that run very similar systems and concepts to Nebraska. Michigan ran the ball, with basic I formation plays right up the middle. So I think Nebraska can study and look at a lot of these game plans that are out there, because teams that run similar style of offenses have had a lot of success against this Gopher defense.
Defensively, Bob Diaco got a lot of publicity. He said some reasonable reason, ... You know what we're talking about. Where is this team at defensively? And this will be a challenge for them simply because Minnesota doesn't move the ball effectively.
Yeah, looking at the numbers, Minnesota does not throw the ball. I think against Michigan, they threw the ball under 15 times in the game. And with the weather conditions, what they're going to be, you're going to have to run the ball and stop the run to win this game. I would expect more of a concerted effort this week to dare Minnesota to throw and stop the run. Because if you stop the run and dare Minnesota to throw, I think Nebraska's going to have a pretty good chance to walk out of Minneapolis with a win.
Yeah, Demery Croft is the quarterback for the Gophers. In the last 3 games, he's just completed 34% of his passes. Last 3 games, just 56 total passes. So obviously they want to run the ball with Shannon Brooks and Rodney Smith. 2
great backs.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at that tandem. It's a veteran tandem. It feels like they've been there a lot of years. These are 2 guys that have the ability to be both 1,000-yard guys when Minnesota's rolling right. So that will be the challenge. Brooks and Smith it feels like they've been there for a long time, and as far as kind of the workhorses the last few years at Minnesota.
Brooks and Smith sounds like a country band.
Good law firm.
Or a law firm, or maybe even a cough drop. Let me ask you this in closing. You've been pretty good on the pulse of this team, knowing what's going to happen. What's going to happen Saturday?
I think they come out and I think they get the win at Minnesota. I think Minnesota's 1-5. You look at just the body of their wins. They haven't really done much this year, and I think they're getting them at the right time. Nebraska should have won the game last week. Let's just say it, because they had that victory in their fingertips. And I think they'll come out hungry and get a win for Mike Riley in Minneapolis.
We will see. PJ Fleck says row the boat. There'll be snow in that boat come Saturday when the Huskers take on Minnesota in Minneapolis.